Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, our precious pack, and welcome back to the channel. I'm glad to have you joining me, and welcome to Total Annihilation. This is a game I played a lot as a kid, and it's just a dominant game that I will most likely continue to play moving on with time, because I've played it since, I want to say I was around 5 years old. That was the earliest As you can tell, it's extremely late as usual, but I have something planned for today. This is only the first video you're going to see, and this is the warm-up video to get my mind in the recording mindset while I'm taking care of a few other things. But onto my complete and total brain fart. Let's continue from where that was just complete and total train wreck. Where that was complete and total. I can't even speak English currently. That's how tired I am, I guess. But let's go ahead and let's wake up for the next recording. So, Total Annihilation is a game that I've been playing since I was around 5 years old, and it's just, the earliest memories with it are just those of just destroying the bots, spamming robots, sending aircraft. Just, generally, I don't have any negative memories of it. I mean, the game crashed every now and then when I was young, because I still had a fairly weak computer compared to what I have now. But I mean, looking at the game, it is still one of my favorite games, just like Command & Conquer and a few others, and I would love to bring them to the channel, but most of you come around for VEGA, so I just typically don't do much other than VEGA. Every now and then I'll do Command & Conquer. StarCraft 2 recently almost did as good as some of the weaker VEGA videos, so StarCraft 2 may come to the channel just to fight AIs in outnumbered custom matches. Okay, and the gameplay is pre-recorded, so I don't even know exactly what just happened there. I stopped when I saw myself stop in the recorded video, and I just kind of stared at the screen while I sat there doing absolutely nothing. So, how exactly do I play Total Annihilation, things like that? Well, I typically play with the assassination rule in effect, which is if the commander dies, you lose. So it's extremely easy to destroy the AIs and hunt them down on maps such as this, because they'll typically go for a ground force to begin with, unless you go 1 versus 3, in which case then one always goes with ground, one always goes with air, and one always goes with sea. Even if there's no actual water on the map, they will wander around, as I've noticed, but more often than not, if they can't find a place to build the shipyard, they'll begin to produce both land and air, as a standard one-on-one AI would. And it is, I mean, it's not the most complex AI to beat. You can just send in a bunch of strike craft, such as brawlers, and you'll win fairly quickly. Because all you have to do, again, due to the rules I play with, just destroy the AI's commander. Now, if you want a deathmatch type fight, well, that would be a different situation, because you disable it and you'd have to destroy each and every single unit that the AI created, including ones in the water. So if they manage to get a water force before you do, anything in the water, submarines specifically, you will not be able to destroy them unless you have torpedo bombers and sonar capabilities. And if they have subs in the water, well, you're basically screwed, because you can't build a shipyard at that point, because every time you try and construct it, they will destroy it. And at that point it becomes a stalemate. That's one of the reasons I stopped playing with the, deathmatch game mode, because whenever that would happen, it would just turn into a stalemate. I couldn't beat them, they couldn't beat me. I was stuck on land and air, whereas they were stuck under the water. So the commander assassination rule typically applies with the intention of just having an easy way to end the match whenever I want. However, that works both ways, and as a few times I've lost to the 3 AIs, because there's been times where I stepped away from the desk, stupid thing to do, and left the game running. And I normally do that because I don't intend on being away from the game for very long, and as anyone who plays older RTS games will know, you're going to have a little bit of downtime while you're commander, such as Command & Conquer, Total Annihilation in this case, where you're going to be walking around building, you're going to be primarily setting everything up on queues. So you've got time to walk away. Normally I'd walk away, get a cup, something like that, to get a drink. Or I'd just get a drink in general. I'd probably have a few water bottles on hand, but they're all empty, so I have to go refill one. Anyways, the excuse is you have to leave the room. Well, in this certain case, I had stepped out of the room, and I had only been gone for about 2 minutes, and I came back and had over 192 units in the first 18 minutes of the game against the AIs, and I had lost over 90% of my units because I came back and I had only around 20 units. My commander, who, as I sat down in my chair, died. And it was a little bit of a shocker because of that. I haven't really had that happen before, but I had been out of the room for about 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. Because again, just had to step out, fill a water bottle so I could have something to drink. This isn't any of those matches. This is something that I've always been curious as to what the end result would be. And what you're seeing now is my typical strategy is to produce aircraft and gun the commander down when I want to have a reserve plan in case the first one fails. Well, in this case, you didn't see me set up a first plan, so what am I thinking? Anyone get it right before they actually see what's going to happen, before I say what's going to happen? It certainly isn't going to be anything that involves that aircraft plant. Because I don't actually get a chance to produce any of them. Any guesses still? It is worth a laugh, trust me. Well, it's worth a laugh to me because this is something that I actually don't do typically in Total Annihilation, Supreme Commander, basically any game where you have a commander you have to keep alive. Just reached enemy shore. Does that mean anything special is going to happen? One thing I didn't notice was I didn't see any NPC, well, I didn't see the AI's army anywhere. They didn't deploy ground units, and I walked through the water. They didn't have anything ship-related, sub-related, or anything like that. Exactly what's the AI doing over here? What is the AI doing on this line? Well, clearly it's functioning because it's building. But I still haven't encountered any resistance. No units, no anything. No subs, no aircraft, nothing. Just structures, and they're typically placed for what an AI does. And I'm doing my typical strategy of just completely vaporizing them. Well, in this case, disintegrating them. No. Still, nobody has any guesses for how it's going to end? Come on, guys, you gotta guess. Someone's gotta have something. Now I'm starting to come across some of the units and being shot at by a laser turret of some kind there. Pardon me while I yawn. Heavy laser cannon. Thud. Light laser cannon. And then the enemy commander. And suicide. I'm glad you guys decided to join me. I'm glad you guys decided to actually take a look at this video. But that's going to be it for now. Be safe out in the void. Happy hunting, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.